Okay. Hi. My
Hello.
name is Laura. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the product manager for K-12 Reading, ESL. And we are going to talk about grade 6 today. It's a brand new grade level that will continue our K-5 Reach for Reading, and it has a 2016 copyright. This will be in the warehouse for national in August, for sale in September. So the first thing we're going to do is look at actual program components. You're going to see some differences from the current 2014, but you'll also see a very close alignment in number of or types of components. So your student anthology will be the same as you know from grades 3, 4, 5, 1 volume, 8 units. You will have your leveled library with 4 levels, both fiction and nonfiction, 2 below, 1 below, on and above. This will have 98 titles, which is the fewest, but that is because these books are also the longest. So there will be more titles that span 2 weeks. You'll also have your Explorer books. These are all new books, 32 new titles, 1 at grade level and 1 below grade level for your Pathfinder and Pioneer. So you'll see all of the same things you see in grade 5, you will in grade 6. We have your consumable practice book, but the one thing I want to spend just a minute on is a new component. Oh, let's not restart. 59 minutes. Okay, why won't that go away? Okay, it's a new program called the Academic Talk Flip Chart. It's a flip chart at grade 6, and this, it better not. Okay, I don't think it will. This is for, let's see, I got a little confused there. This new component will allow teachers to sit with students in a small group environment and have discussions using language frames. So your ESL students will learn new academic vocabulary and sentence structure using these activities. There are also lesson plans in the new teacher's editions for this component. Oh, this is a nice piece in addition to what we already have for our students who need to learn vocabulary, learn academic talk, learn how to make sentence structures, lots of new things that you can do with this group. Instead of, I mean, in the past we had things like this in Inside, but they're in the teacher's edition, not really accessible, and this is an opportunity for these great resources to actually be used. So those are student materials. Let's take a look at the teacher. Okay. You have your teacher editions. Here's where the big difference is in actual components. We have gone from 8 teacher's editions, 1 unit per teacher edition, to 4 teacher's editions, 4 volumes for 6th grade. So each of those volumes is now going to have 2 units in it. So 1 teacher edition will be units 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and 7 and 8. The other thing that we did was, because these are much larger now, we've also taken out the practice pages and the assessment pages, and now they're in their own books. So that's the big difference. 4 TEs now no longer is their practice and assessment at the back of each teacher's edition. They have their separate books.
Vanessa, do you have a visual of that? It didn't change the slide.
My slides are changing.
Maybe they're just not changing for me. This is Angela. I'm sorry. It finally moved. My fault.
Mm-hmm.
My fault. Mine finally moved. It's just me. Thanks.
Okay. The other new thing that you're going to see for grade 6, which when I'm talking about these things, these will also be in the updated copyright, which we won't be talking about till the summer. But so when you see, well, now 6th grade is going to be different, it's not actually going to be different from the 2016 Reach for Reading. It is different from the 2014 Reach for Reading. So when you hear me talk about differences, know that I'm talking about the current copyright, not the updated copyright. So 6th grade is going to be in the updated copyright and will also be out in August. In the 6th grade, we now have Reach into Phonics Foundations. This is a new piece. What it does is, these will be available for grades K, 1, 2, 3, and 4 through 6. So the new thing about these, we're calling them foundations programs, is that they cover the standards, the foundational skills standards of the grade levels below. So for instance, grade 4 through 6 covers foundational skills from grades 2 through 6. Not that there are many foundational skills in the upper grades, but it covers an array of grades so that you can go back, fill in the gaps, and build a strong foundation for students. So it's a nice new piece, and we'll have that at every grade. Grades 4 through 6 will be one program. Every other grade will have its own. You'll have teacher's guides, decodable readers, and we can have more information about that when it's closer to being available. Most of the materials will be online. So speaking of online, it's going to take us into MyNG Connect. You're going to see the things you've seen in the past. You're going to see your ebooks, your digital libraries, videos, comprehension coach, TEs, presentation tool, resources, e-assessment, everything you've seen in grades 3 through 5, you will see in grade 5. There are no new pieces or different pieces, except for you're now going to see that the assessment book and the practice book are all in one piece, as opposed to being broken up over a unit like it had been in the past, which I personally think is a nice thing, because we've had some requests about that, and if you want to go in and just find a practice page, you don't want to have to go through every TE and look for them. So that is MyNG Connect. We also have assessment. In your assessment handbook, you'll have your reading comprehension test, vocabulary, writing, oral reading, everything, your benchmark. But a new thing we have added is the placement test. This test has been created to be used with Reach for Reading. However, it is program agnostic, meaning it can be used for anything, because it's basically giving teachers a resource to find out what lexile the students are reading at. So this could be used with ladders, this could be used with anything. It just helps teachers determine where the students are reading at which lexile, and it also is a resource for them to use to see lexile growth throughout the year. You still have your exam view and your e-assessment as well. Okay, so that, we've taken a look at the components. We're now going to take a closer look just at one unit. You'll notice on my screen right here that this book covers units 3 and 4. We'll be taking a look at unit 3. But before we do that, I just want to show you what the unit themes are. Unit 1, Power of Choice. 2, Survival. 3, Digging Up the Past. 4, Our Diverse Earth, Time to Act, Food for Thought, Ancient China, and Earth and Beyond. What you will also find are the unit openers are beautiful and engaging, and will put students on a path to gather more information in response to these big questions. Here's your Power of Choice. How do choices affect who you are? Survival, what does it take to survive? Digging Up the Past, how can we bring the past to life? Our Diverse Earth, is diversity valuable? A Time to Act, that's an engaging photo to me. Why do people take a stand? Food for Thought, how can we feed a growing planet? Ancient China, why should we study ancient cultures? And Earth and Beyond, how does studying Earth tell us about other planets? So they're all very thought-provoking big questions that are going to get students into wanting to read the literature and come up with conclusions for these questions. This I sent out also in a marketing update. This is the TOC. It still says draft, but I believe it is finished. I'm checking with Honor to double check. And this is also on Mingle. And this basically tells you what the skills and strategies are, what each reading selection in each unit, who the authors are, and what the genre is. And like I said, this was in a marketing update and on Mingle. If you can't find it, please feel free to let me know. So let's take a closer look at the actual student edition. Grade 6, Unit 3, Ancient Opener. This is also going to be the sample unit that we have chosen. Here you see the Digging Up the Past. You're going to see the big question still, unit at a glance, and share what you know. This is a K-6 program now. This is not a K-5 program that has added grade 6 as an afterthought. This is actually everything you'll see in the other grades you're going to see in grade 6. Reading selections for this unit are Valley of the Kings, Animals Everlasting, The Journal of Knox, I hope I said that right. And the Golden Goblet. So this is from the Golden Goblet, an excerpt. This is a award winner, and it is also in our trade book library. So this is a nice place for you to go when you're talking about Common Core state standards and excerpts and close reading, and students have an opportunity to finish the book, and this is a way for teachers to sit down with students and do some real close reading. So it's a nice unit to feature for that reason as well. You're going to see the selection lessons like you have seen in the past. I'm just going to kind of go through them here.
Good afternoon, everyone.
What's that? Is that for me? Everything you have seen before, you're going to see here. We also have the unit writing, right, as a researcher, which is a nice thing for Common Core as well. Writing project is in the student edition.
Hey, Vanessa,
Yep.
this is Ellen. Could I just make one comment?
Yep.
You know it's hard for me to not talk, so I apologize. But I think what I hope you're all seeing with grade 6 is how the program really has grown up a bit. Grade 6 has a tiny bit different look and feel to it in terms of it being more mature. We're respecting the Common Core even more with really having a bit more text complexity within the program. We know in the past there's been comments that the table of contents isn't quite as rigorous as it could be, but grade 6 is really, really addressing some of those issues head on. So I'm hoping you're recognizing that as a wonderful sales tool as well.
Well, that, Ellen, thank you. That gives us an opportunity to just stop for a second. And are there any questions about the student edition or the components that we talked about?
Yeah, this is
I had a question. Sorry.
Martin here. Just wondering if I understand that these changes are rippling back through the K-5 materials, and whether that means there'll be things like pairs of teacher editions.
That's correct. In the 2016 Reach for Reading that comes out this summer, you'll see a mirror to grade 6.
Okay. Thanks.
There was another question?
Yeah, it was just a question about one of the units, the Earth and Solar System. Do you know if they've included Pluto in there as a planet or in the solar system? That's an issue we have in my
Well, I would
district.
certainly hope not, but
Okay.
I'm
just curious because when the reviewers look at it, they look at things like that, believe it or not. I just was curious.
Right.
Maybe, you know. Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
I would hope at this point no one would be doing that, but I can certainly double check.
Thank you.
Any others? Okay. Let's
Yes,
move
Vanessa.
into, what's that?
Vanessa, yes, you mentioned that it comes with Explorer magazine or Explorer books for Pathfinder and Pioneer editions, and those were new titles. Are those titles available in Spanish as well?
For Explorer?
Correct.
Yes. Yes.
But just the Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Just in Pathfinder. The new titles will be available in Pathfinder as well. Okay.
Am I speaking correctly? I thought I read that when you applied. Sorry.
Yeah. I have another, and you can also use the chat tool if you think of a question while I'm talking and you want to jot it down. I'll come back to it. There's another question on here from Gail that says, what grade levels will the Lextiles for grade 6 represent? And in all perfect honesty, this is still part of Reach for Reading, so the student anthology is slightly lower than grade level, but by the end of the grade, it's at grade level, and the leveled readers will go beyond. So it will cover the stretch band that the Common Core requires, the Lexile stretch band that the Common Core requires.